All right, YouTube, allow me to introduce our Jaguar F-Type. We absolutely love this car. It is a blast to drive. It is gorgeous, turns so many heads. It is just a lot of fun, but she's due for an oil change. Actually, fun fact, I'm not even sure that's due for an oil change. The computer isn't telling me anything. We've definitely driven it over 5,000 miles since we bought it, and no lights are coming on, and I'm getting nervous. So we're just gonna change it out. As you can see down here, I have an oil pump because everything is on top of this vehicle, including the oil filter, which is really handy. So this could be either a really easy oil change or a really difficult one. About to find out. I've never used a oil pump before. As you can see, I have it hooked up to my compressor right now so that I don't have to hand pump, but hand pumping is an option. But we're gonna hit the easy button and go with the air compressor today. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so I already did a brake job on this car, and it was probably the most difficult brake job I've ever done on a vehicle. And hopefully the oil change doesn't prove to be equally difficult. Here we go. All right, first things first, this just pops off. It has little clips underneath. I'm sure you can see them up top. I had already popped it loose before, that's why it's effortless for me to take it off. And then here is where your oil filter is going to be, and we're gonna fill up over there. Should be pretty straightforward. All right, so I've already hit my first roadblock. Can't get the filter off, which is pretty freaking annoying. Figured it'd be handy tight. So I need to go to the store and get a oil filter wrench, which I've probably owned 20 of them before in my life, but can't seem to find mine. So I'm going to the store to buy one. It costs like 10 bucks. So adds another half hour to my oil change, but worth it. All right, here it is, universal chain oil filter wrench. Should solve all my problems. We'll see here in a second. Moment of truth. Yep, that didn't work. Not sure why it didn't work. It didn't. Oh, it's cracking the plastic. Oh no. Hopefully it didn't break. No, it didn't. Thank God. Okay, we are going to disconnect this guy. Get that out of the way. I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with, but I didn't, so sue me. Let's see if this doesn't poke in. I bought it.
What?
Oh well, we'll see if it works here in a second. All right, we're trying it again. Cable's a little bit moved out of my way. There we go, that came right off. Crisis averted. Pop that back down into place. All right, moment of truth. So we're gonna pull this oil cap off. Like I said, I've never used this method before. Just set this aside. I wonder. If I just hook a hose up to that right there. There's actually like a little nozzle there. It makes me wonder if I can just hook it up. We're gonna try. See what happens. Oh, it seems to work perfectly. This is amazing. All right, I have now filled pretty close to the max line, but it's starting to gurgle a little bit, so I might be able to just keep it going just for a little bit longer. Fluid, drain, limited line. Tempted to keep on going. Let's see how this goes. It's definitely gurgling, so we're at the bottom. Oh, you gotta stop. I see oil coming out of the air sprayer. All right, I dumped out about a quart of oil, and we're gonna continue because I think that's all I'll need. See you in a second. All right, it really didn't pull up that much more oil. I probably didn't need to dump, but it was at the very top, and just to be on the safe side, I didn't want oil spraying out everywhere, out of the hose, air hose, whatever. It would have been awful. But this system is amazing. Highly recommend it. So far, easiest oil change I've ever done. We'll see if that continues. All right, we're gonna replace the cap. I'll go over here. Got my brand new Jaguar oil filter. Take this guy off. All right, I'm gonna get some paper towels so I don't make a mess. All right. There it is. Okay. Take this guy out. I don't know if it screws off or... Looks like... Oh, it twists off. Theoretically. Oh, just pulls off. Okay. That makes it easier. May not have grabbed enough paper towels. Yeah, no, just pulls off, doesn't rotate off. Okay, now we're going to change out the gasket on this cap here. Came with one on, might as well. Rotate that off. Okay, hold one off. New one, back on. Very easy. This side goes in, just snaps in, and this guy screws into place. It's not a whole lot of room to work with, so just have to do one tiny little rotation at a time. which for right now is still easier than using the filter wrench. Hindsight, I should have gotten one of the ones that goes over top. I just didn't know the size while I was at the store. So maybe for the next oil change, I'll do that, make things a lot easier. I guess I could have looked it up online. It would have made way too much sense. All right, well, you don't need to watch me do the rest of that. Now, as for the oil that I got, Jaguar is very particular about the type of oil that you get. This is the stuff that I got, Mobil 1 0W20. You have to make sure that it has the Jaguar logo on it. It says approved Porsche, GM. Of course, online it shows the Jaguar emblem, but it doesn't show it here. It definitely makes me pause for concern. I'm definitely gonna look this up before I use it. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it should say something about Jaguar on there, and I don't see anything right now. So we're gonna figure that out, and I'll be back with you in a moment. All right, so you can see clearly right there, it says Jaguar Land Rover, standard, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Here, what did he say? Jaguar Land Rover, STJLR.51, you get the idea. It's on there. Look down here, and it's no longer there, which definitely gives me some concern. I looked up ACEA C6 versus the ACEA C5, and it looks like they added some extra components, and maybe Jaguar just hasn't verified this new one yet. Also, I was looking at a forum for Mobil 1. This guy says, yes, I run the same oil in my 2014 XJR, and yes, I noticed the same thing. I think it's just a label change. The label still lists the exact same specs on both bottles, but they dropped the JLR spec, Jaguar Land Rover spec. Not the Porsche and MD spec numbers are still the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and send it. Hopefully it doesn't cause any issues. I don't think it will, but I'm a little annoyed that it's lost the branding. So yeah, I guess use at your own risk. All right, so I guess I put this cap on a little bit preemptively. Maybe the first oil change. First one with Jag, so we'll call that. All right, last time whenever I was doing an oil change, I rested the container on the filter too much. It slipped and dripped oil all over the place. Learn from my mistakes, don't do that. The Jaguar takes about 7 quarts, just shy of 7 quarts. I'm gonna fill it up, probably 6.5 quarts, and do the check on the inside, make sure I'll run level so I can run through the oil filter and everything. Also, some people dump oil all over the oil filter beforehand. I didn't bother doing that, so it'll pull up a little bit more oil whenever I do this. So like I said, I'll put in 6.5 and see how it looks after that, but yeah, should be good. Also, this oil is green. How cool is that? I've never seen that before. Also very thin. Also, it's 100 degrees outside, so maybe that's partially why it's so thin. All right, that's 1. Yep, got 5 more of those to go. Oh, 5.5. Also, I don't know if you can see this, but this leaked all over the place. I had to buy 2 cases because obviously it comes with 6 and I needed 7, but I was pretty bummed that this came all tore up, and so I'm bugging Amazon to see if they can hook me up with a replacement, and who knows, maybe we'll get a free case out of the deal. But even just 1 quart I'd be happy with. I am almost done with this oil change. I think it's probably the easiest oil change I've ever done, with the exception of the fact that I had to go check some specs on the oil, which is a little annoying. But yeah, I mean, it's a very easy oil change if you do it this way. And honestly, even putting it up on jack stands or on Rhino, ramps would probably still be pretty easy, but you know, you have to take off a bunch of plastic pieces and stuff like that, and this is just that much easier. So I think this is going to be my new standard for changing oil on this guy. I will say, even though the box shows that it was leaking all over the place, I'm looking at the levels of these quarts and they don't seem that low, so whatever I lost was fairly insignificant. Alright, 6.5. All right, now I'm gonna go drive it around for a little bit, let the oil set in. I'll check the levels in the computer because there is no dipstick. Check the levels in the computer, see where it's looking, see if I need to add any. And if not, that's a wrap, that's the oil change. So I'll take you with me on my quick little test drive and we'll see how it goes. All right, let's take her for a spin. Kind of a tight fit in here. Try to go sideways to give myself a little extra room in the garage. Alright, we're good. Take the driveway at an angle so not to scrape. You guys get the gist. I'll definitely do some more videos of how amazing this car is coming up soon. Between the Ram and this, I'm just really lucky to have the toys that I have, and I'm also really lucky to have the wife that I have, who is also interested in cars just like I am. Because if one of us wasn't interested in cars, the other was, we probably wouldn't be able to get, you know, a couple nice vehicles. We're probably like, oh well, I'm pushing, you know, shove to get like, you know, a 350Z or something like that, which I had in college. So this is a little better than a 350Z. So love it, and I'll fill you in on how the computer likes the oil here in just a little bit. But I'm gonna finish the test drive here, and we'll be back in a moment. All right, so one of the tricks for the Jag is you can't start it up if you want to read the vehicle information on the dash. I will say I've already checked this, but if you go to menu for it, go to vehicle information and go down to oil level, it's showing the engine oil level is not available. I only drove it for 15 minutes. I guess that wasn't quite enough, and I'm going to be driving this later, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll add oil if I need to, but I think 6.5 quarts is right where I need to be. If I need to add up to 7, I'll be fine. It's not going to hurt anything, but I'm definitely going to take a look at this later. But everything should be good to go now. And there's my wife, Emily.